Today on Us Weekly's reality recap, Brandy reveals where she stands with her Selling the OC co-star Alex Hall.
But as of today, no, we don't currently have a friendship.
Plus, we give you all the details on Carl and Lindsay's shocking split as Kylie and Timothée Chalamet make it official. And Lala Kent and the rest of the Vanderpump cast wrap up filming as Chyna has her suspicions as to why Raquel spoke out. We got that plus so much more on today's Us Weekly's reality recap. Hey guys, Christina Garibaldi here with Us Weekly executive producer Mandy DeCamp, and welcome to Reality Recap. And wow, I cannot believe Carl and Lindsay have officially called it quits.
I was shocked by this news.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is
a big shakeup.
This is a huge shakeup, and we're going to break it all down in just a second. But first, we want to see what you guys had to say about last week's show. Max said, regarding Raquel Leviss, not one person on that reunion couch behaved well. They were all very guilty, including Andy. They could have focused on bad behavior without being so abusive. Andy did not control the abuse at all. Bethany never attacked Ariana. She only questioned the choice of continuing living together. Well, I think in everybody's defense on the cast, yes, they probably said things they shouldn't have said, but this was just a few weeks after they found out what happened. So emotions were really raw and very real.
Yes. Maria said about Ariana still not living with Tom. If she leaves, she abandoned the house and he gets to keep it. Her lawyer has advised her to ride it out. I get sick of the armchair advice people who know nothing about the law spews. Well, I think there's truth to that too. I'm sure there is a reason that neither one of them are leaving, you know?
Yeah, no, it's probably like if I leave, you win, and that's not going to happen.
No.
All right, well, like we said, Carl and Lindsay shockingly called it quits last week, and the news is still kind of trickling in about what went wrong, what happened, but we do know that their canceled wedding not only affected the couple, but their loved ones as well. So a source told Us Weekly, only producers knew that this was coming. Very few of the guests were informed before the news broke. The deadline to cancel their rooms and to receive refunds is over. So many guests were left to eat the costs. Now, they were planning a November wedding in Mexico before the news of the split broke last week. A second source has since told us that Lindsay was shocked by Carl's decision to end their relationship while cameras were rolling, saying Lindsay was 100% blindsided by the engagement being called off. But it was a long time coming for Carl. He wasn't in this relationship emotionally for a while. We hear that Lindsay is still dealing with her new reality, saying Lindsay is broken up and not in a great place. She's surrounded by friends and family, but this has been very rough. Yeah, we heard that cameras stopped filming. Summer House was over, and he kind of like called producers up and was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to break up with Lindsay. You might as well get a camera over here. And that's what happened. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, if you love somebody, you don't treat them like this, no matter what happened.
I mean, that's shady and awful if that's true that he did that. There's no coming back from that. There's no way they're getting back together if that's truly what happened. And November's not that far off. It's less than 2 months away. I mean, that wedding was planned. So this is a big deal whether or not you're on reality TV.
Oh, definitely. I'm sure they're not going to get any of those deposits back. Like we said, guests can't even cancel their rooms. They're losing a lot of money. I'm sure that this was going to be filmed for some sort of spin-off or, you know, some part of Summer House. So, you know, the network is probably losing money on all of this as well. She just had her bridal shower a couple of weeks ago and he was there. I'm sure that, you know, we will see kind of some of their issues play out on camera, but he really waited till the last. I mean, at least they didn't get married and then, you know, called it quits and you did it before the wedding, but still, like, I feel bad for her. It's embarrassing. And I'm sure she's like, probably doesn't want to leave her house.
Is anyone else feeling like Bravo is setting these stories up? Like, I'm like, you know, Vanderpump Rules wrapped, cameras got back up and started filming Sandoval. Beverly Hills, I don't know if they wrapped, but I think they did wrap. Yeah, they wrapped. Then Kyle Mauricio split, speculation came about. And now Summer House wrapped, and this big story drops. I'm like, is this a plan? Is this some kind of like device
it could
they're
be,
doing
because
now?
I feel like each season like needs to be bigger and better than Sandoval now. Like they set the bar so high, and it's like unless you have like this scandal or something that's really going to make people want to tune in, maybe they feel like it's a failure, but I don't necessarily believe that. I just think that maybe Summer House wasn't as good last season because it was airing at the same time as Sandoval, and that's all anybody was talking about. Maybe if I went back to rewatch the season, maybe I would have like a different opinion. But yeah, I just feel like now like each different series has to like one up each other.
It's kind of making me want to watch it more though, because it's like if this doesn't happen until the end of the season or when the season wrapped, then it's like you want to watch those scenes with Carl and Lindsay leading up to it and watch their dynamic and dissect it. So
I agree.
Interesting.
What went wrong?
Yeah. All right. Well, Captain Lee may have actually been a part of the wedding day for Carl and Lindsay, but he was just as shocked to hear about the news of them calling it quits. He said on his podcast, this came also another person I didn't know how to podcast, Captain Lee.
No idea.
He said on his podcast, this came really out of the blue for me. I just got a text from Carl that I haven't read yet, but I hadn't, like he hadn't read it yet.
Right, you didn't read it, come on.
Yeah, but I had no clue because we were supposed to be at the wedding in November, 2 days after my birthday. He noted that Carl and Lindsay were in the thick of wedding planning before the news broke about their split, saying they already had the venue and a special block of rooms at the hotel for all their guests that were flying in. Lindsay already had her bachelorette party planned and her hair and makeup run through was done. He concluded, I don't know what happened. Carl and I are close, and if I didn't know exactly what happened, I wouldn't tell you. I don't think it's rude unless he said, Lee, this is okay for you to make public knowledge.
Oh my, I feel so bad. Like she was so like, and you know how bad she wanted to be married and have, you know, that fairy tale, you know, happy ending. They were going to start a family, I think, relatively soon after they got married. So this is just really sad, but it was interesting. I don't know if you saw kind of going around on social media that a lot of people were sharing the Sex and the City movie scene where Big doesn't show up to the wedding with Carrie and he sees him in the street and it hits him over the head with the roses. And then Danielle commented and saying, just call me Charlotte for now. So it seems like maybe at least a silver lining in all this is maybe Lindsay and Danielle are back on good terms.
Which is interesting because Danielle dated Carl first, and I think introduced Carl and Lindsay to each other. So very interesting.
Yeah, and Danielle was so opposed to them rushing into an engagement last summer. So I don't know. All right. Well, moving on over to Vanderpump Rules. Season 11 has come to a close, and Lala is reflecting on the ups and downs of filming. She wrote on Instagram, or said on Instagram, that's a wrap on season 11. I absolutely love filming VPR. I will say this was one of the most difficult seasons that I have ever been a part of. What a wild and strange summer, but it's done. She said, so crazy, another one down, and now I get to celebrate the fact that it is my effing birthday. I'm 33. On September 2nd, I'm going to fly home to my baby tomorrow and just be grateful for this life. There was some footage going around from the finale party where it looks like somebody threw something maybe at Tom Sandoval, maybe at security, but I'm sure that the final episode, I'm sure this whole season will be very explosive.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to watch it. I hate to say it, but I'm excited.
I am too. Sign me up.
All right. Well, Chyna Shea has one question about Raquel's tell-all with Bethany Frankel, and it has to do with timing. Chyna claimed that Raquel had no obvious reason to finally address the aftermath of her affair with Tom. She said, that is what is so weird because you're not coming back to the show. You want to change your name. You don't want to be in the spotlight. You don't want to come back to LA. You don't want to be a part of the friend group. And you don't want to speak to Tom Sandoval anymore. Shea went on to theorize that perhaps there was something more to it than that, adding, but what is also interesting that I noticed, and this could be a totally weird coincidence, but the day the interview came out, there was Emmy voting the next day. I don't know that they were trying to hurt something with Vanderpump Rules, but that was just a weird coincidence as well. Vanderpump Rules received 2 Emmy nominations, Outstanding Unstructured Reality Program and Outstanding Picture Editing for an Unstructured Reality Program in July.
I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a stretch.
Yeah, I kind of just think, yes, I agree that she didn't want to go back on the show or all those things, but I think she did want to get her side out, so...
Yeah, I don't think it was to hurt the Emmy chances. I just think, like you said, I think it was just to get her side out, say her piece, and move on.
Yes.
All right, well, let's move on over to Kardashian news. I know we don't talk about them too much, but this got a lot of people talking because Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet finally went public with their romance at Beyonce's star-studded birthday concert in Los Angeles. They were seen getting very cozy in the VIP seats at SoFi Stadium. In footage shared on social media, they chatted, they laughed, he was smoking a cigarette, and then they were spotted kissing and things like that. So it marked their first official outing together. as a couple, and they have been linked since April. Interesting that this was their this was their like coming out party, but yeah, interesting couple.
Most bizarre Hollywood pairing that I've seen in a long time. I mean,
right.
I don't get this one, but I'm excited, you know, for him to make an appearance on the Kardashians on Hulu.
Yes, totally. Imagine if Timothée Chalamet is on the Kardashians. But also interesting that Travis Scott was at that concert too. So who knows if they had like a little run-in, but
right. And Meghan Markle was dancing in the same concert, I believe.
Right. It was a who's who at Beyonce's birthday bash. We were not there. All right. Well, the Selling the OC is officially out on Netflix, and if you binged it already, then you know that Tyler and Alex shared a steamy kiss at the end. But what also got a lot of people talking is Alex and Brandy's relationship. They were really good friends, but it seems this season they had a big falling out. So we wanted to check in with Brandy to see where she and Alex stand today. Take a look.
And Alex and Tyler said that they are still navigating their relationship, friendship. Kayla, does that surprise you at all?
Are they? I'm sorry. I honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even know that they were having a thing. I was too busy actually selling real estate. And other things I got going on, like I'm writing a book, I'm speaking on stages. I got so much other stuff going on that I'm focused on. So I don't even know anything about that.
Yeah. Brandy, how about you?
What was the question?
Are you surprised that they're still, or they said that they're still navigating their relationship, friendship? So what are your thoughts on that?
I have no thoughts on it, honestly. I spoke my piece during the show, which you saw, and I've already said what I had to say, you know, about it. Moving forward, whatever they choose to do, that's their choice. I don't have anything to say about it.
You know, Brandy, Alex was very emotional during the season, you know, when she was speaking about losing you as a friend. Is that friendship done now? And do you ever foresee it getting back on track?
I think only time will tell, right? But as of today, no, we don't currently have a friendship. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you miss that friendship?
As of right now, no. Just because I feel like maybe it wasn't a friendship. Like now that, you know, in hindsight, looking back, like maybe it really wasn't a friendship, because if you're not able to, you know, communicate effectively, or if you're not able to kind of tell your friend how you feel about them and things like that, I think it's kind of surface level, and I tend to have deeper and more established friendships than that.
All right. Well, it doesn't seem like they're going to be friends anytime soon.
Nope.
Nope. All right. Yeah, seriously. All right, time for our social spotlight of the week. Ours goes to Katie Maloney. She posted a lot of behind the scenes photos of their time in San Francisco filming the finale. It seems like everybody is very happy to maybe put this season behind them, but it still looks like they had a really good time. And it seems like based on a lot of social media, it seems like maybe her and Schwartz are in a good place. So that'll be interesting to see.
Very. A friendship I didn't see coming.
Definitely didn't see coming. All right, well, that is it for this week's episode of Reality Recap. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts on Selling the OC were, and we will check in with you guys next week. Bye. For more news, content, and exclusive interviews, make sure to hit the sub, like, and bell button down below, and visit usmagazine.com.